There is a blessing for you and you and you. Hello, 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 my friend. This is Clyde, and today we're looking at an exciting situation that Jesus had on his hand. But before we do that, I want to share something fascinating. Listen to this. After this, Jesus traveled about from one town and village to another, proclaiming the good news of the kingdom of God. The 12 were with him, and also some women who had been cured of evil spirits and diseases. Mary, called Magdalene, from whom 7 demons had come out. Joanna, the wife of Chuza, the manager of Herod's household. Susanna, and many others. These women were helping to support them out of their own means. Luke 8 verses 1 to 3. What a beautiful story. Jesus was busy doing ministry up and down the countryside. He had no staff, he had no favorite restaurant to eat, but without him asking, God provided for him a group of caring women who had each received a special blessing from Jesus. And they banded together and they went everywhere with Jesus and the disciples simply to provide good meals for them. And they never asked for money. I just thought I'd share that with you. So today I want us to look at a tricky situation from Luke chapter 8. And in the end, Jesus did what only Jesus could do. He addressed each situation in an amazing way. Jesus had just returned to the Galilean side of the Sea of Galilee after casting out many demons out of one man on the other side of the sea and left him there in his right mind. Jesus was greeted by this large crowd, and it was not a welcoming party either. There were 2 persons in particular who each needed a blessing from Jesus. One of them, Jairus, came forward and got straight to the point. His 12-year-old daughter was near death and needed a miracle. You get the impression that this man believed in miracles? When you are desperate, I bet you would throw dignity aside and fall at Jesus' feet for a miracle too. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, that is who you are. Jesus did not hesitate in accepting this request, and he set off with Jairus, heading back to his house. Given the seriousness of this house call Jesus was about to make, it was obvious to the crowd that this was not the time to stop and ask him to heal somebody, touch a baby, turn water into wine. Jesus was in a hurry. It was a matter of life and death. What would you do if you had a diagnosis that the doctors had told you that there is no hope of getting better, and you were in that crowd that day? A woman with a bleeding issue that had gone on for 12 years was that person. For 12 years, no physician, no priest's prayer, no home remedy, nothing helped, and she was in the crowd, not to add to the number, mind you, but to get a miracle. I don't know what her plan was, but when you are desperately in need of help from God, you could well resort to doing something nobody had ever tried before. There is no guarantee Jesus would be available after he left Jairus' home, and who knows what his schedule would be like the next day. Today is your day. So in desperation, this woman acted on a crazy idea. She came up behind him and touched the edge of his cloak, and immediately her bleeding stopped. Luke 8 verse 44. The last thing anybody wanted at that stage was to delay Jesus in this time of emergency. But Jesus stopped because he knew something had happened. "Who touched me?" he asked. What a ridiculous question, given the crowd of people pressing in on him. But he insisted, "Somebody touched me. I know that power has gone out from me." Luke 8 verse 46. Our lady friend, she came forward, probably ready to be scolded, but instead, Jesus applauded her faith. That word faith again. Faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. Hebrews 11 and verse 1. I promise you, we are going to talk about faith, and soon. Remember this statement, however: without faith, it is impossible to please God. This woman soon found out that her crazy act of touching Jesus' garment was radical faith, that she pleased God. Jesus said to her, "Daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in peace." There wasn't any time to have a praise party because someone came immediately to interrupt Jairus and tell him the bad news. Your daughter has died. Don't bother the teacher anymore. Did he just say teacher? My friend, Jesus is everything but today. He is about blessing. He is about miracles. And he has just blessed one man over the other side of the sea. One woman just got her blessing a few minutes ago. So let's go deliver a big blessing to Jairus. There are far more blessings where those last two came from. Jesus is full of blessings. This year, do not be deterred by the many who have already received their blessings. Get in line for your blessing. Yes, I said your blessing. Jesus told Jairus to believe, to have faith. We're still going to your house for your blessing, except you came for a blessing, but you came to me, and I am the resurrection and the life. There's a lesson for you right there, my friend. When you come to Jesus, come with an open mind. Come expecting a big miracle, something bigger than you could ever ask or think of. That afternoon, Jesus raised Jairus' 12-year-old daughter from the dead. Her parents were astonished. What else should they have expected? Jesus turned up, and he was going to do nothing less than release another blessing. And here was a dead girl. So this blessing was going to be bigger than all the other blessings that day. You see, Jesus doesn't play. Jesus is not scared, or nor is he deterred by your forever sickness or your dead situation. He releases blessings great and small, small and great, according to the size of your faith and your situation. I know I have to end today's discussion, but please, I feel strongly about this. I have to say that in this year 2025, Jesus has a blessing for you and also for you. And who knows, but your blessing might just be bigger than what you asked for or expected. Remember, it is Jesus you're dealing with. Turn up your faith. Turn up your expectation. Turn it up. Turn it up, my friend. From his throne above, there are blessings. So many blessings. And there is a blessing for you. And there's reason for you to expect a big blessing. Ask the guy who got the biggest blessing that day, Jairus.